a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Here it goes. Here it goes. You know what's about to happen. Here it goes. Take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's last.
There's a lie right there.
Yes. Shit was radical.
Lies. Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Like deja vu. Yeah. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. Yeah.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Happy Friday. Once again, we are back to take care of business. You know, this is the Lord's work we're doing, and obviously, you know, it requires us to make a huge sacrifice early in the morning in order to save this great country of ours, which really, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, we really have to keep up the great work we've been doing. But before we get into that, let's take care of some very important housekeeping items. For those of you who don't know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media, hands down. I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not, all right? The second H, it's because I'm humble. Listen, if I get it wrong, I'm not above reproach. I'll be the first to apologize. But here's the thing. Just because your feelings are hurt, it doesn't mean I owe you an apology. Most likely, it means you need to sit your special behinds down and listen to this special broadcast, right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you've guessed it, I am and will always remain what? The most handsome. Now, we all know what's going on right now. What we're here to do is save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons, who, you know, we all know are hell-bent on destroying this great country of ours because of the wickedness. They got wickedness in their hearts, right? Am I right, Kabira? They got wickedness in their hearts. And they thought, this is what's so sad, ladies and gentlemen. These people honestly thought that Donald Trump cared about them. This is every day I go on the X. You know, we were supposed to leave X because Elon did a number to that app and that platform, and it was like, you know what, this is an uncomfortable space. Let's go over to Blue Sky. But I've had to go back to X because I'm doing surveillance on the cult. And what that means is I got to sit there and make sure that, you know, you plant these seeds, these truth seeds, and you just got to watch what's happening with the cult. And so right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's crystal clear to people who are in the cult that Donald Trump is not looking out for the American people, especially recently with this big, nasty bill that he passed, basically kicking a lot of Americans off of the social safety net programs that many of them have grown familiar and accustomed to, you know, benefiting from in the name of so-called America First. It's not America First. It's clearly America Last. You know, we see this country, ladies and gentlemen, you know, these floods happening in Kerr County. Every day it's something new, right, about that flood. It's like every day you get another update about the sheer incompetence that happened that day, that dark day where innocent children lost their lives. You know, the children that lost their lives out there, you know, that's where my heart really goes out to the children, because they didn't do anything to warrant this. But you know who I do want to hold accountable? It's the elected officials, all the way down to the church people, the people that sat up in those churches and convinced these people that the Democrats were bad and that the Republicans, they knew what they were doing. We find out right now they turned down money Joe Biden gave them that could have prevented this. And you just have to say, are people in this country that sick, that evil, that pure? I mean, that vile, I should say, not pure. So what I'll say is this. Do I have any Trump supporters out there real quickly before I go get started? Because, you know, I got to get in and out. Today's Friday and I got some other affairs to attend to. But I want to make sure I at least show up to work, so to speak, and get the truth out there so that we all can keep up the great work. Are there any Trump supporters out there? Please identify yourselves. And I don't want you to actually come up right now. Okay, Joe Jacob. Okay, here's the thing, Joe. I run a pretty clean operation on TikTok. I get in and I get out and I bring nothing but facts. All right. And so listen up. I understand that you love Donald Trump and you would smell his dirty diaper. Right. I know that, Joe. So what I'll do is this. I'll give you an opportunity of a lifetime. If you don't want me to ruin your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and everything in between, just ask John yesterday, who was... You saw what happened to John. He's no longer. Okay, Robin, you too? Well, if you don't want me to ruin your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner, Robin, do me a favor and leave my show right now and go hang out with those fake TikTok hosts. And if you need a name, I can give you one. His name is Snuggles. All right. He lives in the basement with his grandmother, and he can barely afford to even buy eggs. And she charges him $2,000 a month for rent. So he's in the arrears and he's on the verge of being evicted. You go hang out with him because you know what he says? Oh, he says, brighter days are coming, Robin. You go hang out with Snuggie in his grandma's basement, okay? Because he'll lie to you, but over here, I won't lie to you, all right? But get this, I know you don't believe me, so why don't you do this? Take a listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Lady boss.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. W. Zeus. And W. Lady Boss Monet. Listen, the doors to the Thunderdome have officially closed. I take no responsibility for what is said on this platform. And so what I'll say is this, let the games begin. I wanted to start today's show off picking up where I've been. Basically, we've never let it go. An update on the Jeffrey E. situation. And I got to try to keep it clean because, I understand people get very, very triggered about the stuff that's coming out. I'm hearing from wild places now, ladies and gentlemen, especially within MAGA, that they want to see Pam Bondi. They want Pam Bondi to resign. How many people think Pam Bondi needs to resign or get fired? Put a 1 in the chat if you think she needs to get fired. And they're saying it's all because of the way that this whole E thing. Yeah, look at that. Lightfoot, hold on. Hey, Lightfoot, did you want to come up here real quickly? I haven't even got started, but I sent you an invite. I didn't think so. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'll do is we'll start the show off with a bit of an announcement. And so, what I'm noticing is there are some folks coming out of the cult, and this is just something that I want to get on the record. All right, because you're starting to hear more stories like this. All right, and let me see if I can get this going.
Sorry. I am uneducated. I grew up in
She's apologizing for voting for Trump.
I believed anything a teacher and a principal told me, and I didn't question it, and I walked in a straight line, and I didn't use critical thinking skills, okay? I didn't read Project 2025. I have a disabled child and a single mom of 3. I believed what he said in his campaigns, and I fucked up. And I'm sorry, okay? Now, we're wanting accountability across the board. It starts with the people like me that made a mistake. I'm admitting it. The first step to progressing in anything is admitting that there is a problem. There is a problem in my judgment. I did not do my due diligence in my research, and I voted in a system that I had not enough awareness and knowledge of until shit started hitting the fan. So if you come for me in the comments and you start all of this hatred, because what we have right now are the people that voted for Trump and that are hiding and that they don't agree, like me, like I was until I'm making this video right now. And then we have the people that didn't vote, and then we have the people that voted for someone else, okay? And then most of all, what we have are citizens of the United States, we the people, complaining that this administration needs to take accountability. We start by leading by example, okay? So if you come for me in the comments with hatred and resentment, because what you have is a resentment for the people that voted for this, that you're a part of the problem.
No, I'm not.
Please accept my apology so we can unite, come together, and move on. Let's lead by example. I fucked up. I'm sorry.
So that's a Trump voter. Hey, Mr. Nice Guy. It's so nice to see you back I'm glad that you're still around considering all of these mass deportations. I was a little concerned about you, Mr. Nice Guy. And I just got some advice for you, Mr. Nice Guy. You might want to keep that passport on you. W Zeus, ladies and gentlemen, W Zeus. Because here's the thing, anybody can actually get deported and sent to Sudan, Mr. Nice Guy. And I'm just saying that as a concerned citizen, but please, let me get back to what I was talking about. So this is a woman, ladies and gentlemen, who voted for Donald Trump, who sees the light. Now, she hasn't fully gotten to the light. She's on her way. And so, she's not going to say everything correctly, but all of this stuff is happening on the heels of this whole thing going down with the e-files and the big nasty bill. And so this is the part where I say, especially the blagger, get out right now while you can, because Get Out, if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. And Blagga, this is the saddest thing ever, but it's going to be true. When this all comes to a screeching halt, Blagga will be the last people in the cult because they don't get it. They don't get it. And this is something I'm trying to help them understand. You're on your way out. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, I put a video up. You can go check my page. All right. Woman Trisha Hope, I posted a video about her. She's been to 42 Trump rallies. And this whole thing, the way Donald Trump snapped at the reporter simply for asking for him to release the e-files, it's really doing a number on her. I seen this. She already posted stuff recently, but then she decided she's going to go on video and actually make a statement. And this statement that she made, ladies and gentlemen, I listened to this statement and I said, you know what? You can't make this stuff up. It's titled President Trump owes us answers.
Good morning. I wanted to make a quick video. I just drove to my hometown to attend a funeral for my uncle, so I had a little time to think, and how can I get this Epstein situation out of my head? I'm so upset with the behavior of President Trump the other day when the reporter asked the question about the files, the question that we all wanted the answer to.
So she's sitting in her car, parked in front of I don't know what the high school is, but you can go and look at the video I posted, and something has came over this Trump supporter to the point where it's not enough to just express your dissatisfaction and your disappointment on X. She now has to record a video airing out her grievances with Donald Trump about the way he's not being honest with her about this situation.
He dismissed this reporter. He tried to intimidate this reporter. He tried to intimidate the room so that no one else would ask that question. That's what Democrats do.
No. So I want to get on her, but I understand the tunnel she's in right now and the light at the very end, it's thousands and thousands of feet. She's taken maybe a couple of hundred steps, but she's not all the way there. So I'm trying to give her some room because she can't get rid of that bug inside of her that always makes her say, oh, it's the Democrats. But she's saying stuff that I think all of the other MAGA demons out there, and I know what she's saying, and I actually agree with some of it too.
I'm all for him calling out stupid questions because there are a lot of those. But this was not a stupid question.
No, it wasn't.
This was a legitimate question. It was a fair question. It was a question I wanted the answer to, and I think a lot of other people did.
Yeah.
But he did not want that question asked, and he did not want it answered. He stepped right over Pam Bondi and tried to deflect and have her not answer the question. That's not okay, y'all. That's not okay.
It's not okay, y'all. But you know who thinks it's okay? Some Russian bears on TikTok think it's okay. That
was not okay. And I have never seen President Trump behave like that towards victims.
And I'm going to skip over that because I don't want to get the live taken down. But you know what they were victims of.
I don't know who that man was sitting there, because that's not the man that I supported. That's not the man that I went to 42 rallies and watched speak and make promises, one of which was the Epstein files, turn and pretend like he didn't even say it.
Now, raise your hand or put a 1 in the chat if you knew this was Donald Trump's behavior based on all of the information that's been out there. Just put a 1 in the chat if you knew this before it got to this point, please. I just want to make sure. Look at that. Thank you. Yeah. See, the Democrats, if she wants to use the word Democrats, she should say the Democrats have been saying this the whole time. W to the chat. None of us are surprised. But I am surprised that she sat in her car in front of a high school and decided to record this statement and send it to her dear leader. The symbolism of it says a lot, if you ask me.
There's something going on that's not right. And, I'm learning more about this foreign influence going on in our country. And I'm being told by people who seem to know that the reason this information is not coming out is because the pedophiles.
I gotta skip
that. Network.
There's a network
of foreign leaders.
Okay. So the network of foreign leaders, ladies and gentlemen, we'll skip that. So seems like she's suggesting Trump is protecting a network of foreign leaders.
And I guess they threatened or something. Maybe some people say that Trump is concerned that this would cause World War III. Well, if it would, that'd be terrible. But I can't think of one thing better to fight for than to save children from pedophilia.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't understand it. We've gone to war for far less for other people, but we're not going to stand up for these young people who were brutalized. Have you seen some of these victims talk about what happened to them? You should watch. And then to dismiss them so coldly. He has got to get before the people and answer some questions, some real questions. Because this isn't okay. And I have supported him through thick and thin. Like I said, I have been to 42 of his Trump rallies. And I went to 4 CPAC, I think it was 4, maybe 5 CPACs. I spent time handing out yellow ribbons for J6ers because they were forgotten at these CPAC events. I helped with the J6 Pardon Project. I walked the halls of Congress 3 times for President Trump. One of those times, we hit every single member of the House and Senate on both sides of the aisle. That's 535 offices. I spent 2 weeks personally in D.C. after he was impeached the first time, walking the halls of Congress, talking to members to get them to support President Trump. I spent time talking to members of Congress about January 6th. I've spent a lot of time, and I am pissed off at President Trump. And he owes us better.
You hear that? This is somebody who was knee deep, all the way, actually neck deep in the cult, had her face to the diaper, sniffed it, been possessed, done nasty things for Donald Trump, and now she's at a point where she just can't take it anymore. You see, MAGA, this is what I say. This is why I say God's judgment is truly upon this nation. And you want to know what even sent me? This is why I decided to do this. She didn't stop there, ladies and gentlemen. She didn't stop there. She went and posted something this morning on her profile. What does she write? She says, "Oh, well, you can't read it. I wish I could. But if you go onto her platform, I'll go back to what it was. But you could go to her account on X. You know what she said, ladies and gentlemen? You won't believe this. You won't believe this, but this is why I say the truth comes from the strangest of places. She goes, I look at this photo completely different than ever before. It's a candid shot, right? And it's unbelievable. This is what she said. And the question is, well, what photo was she talking about, Big Zeus? It's this photo. You remember this? And she goes, I'm going to say it. Was President Trump really pew-pewed in Butler, PA, or was it to ensure our loyalty? Given all the broken promises of late, I have to ask. You see this, MAGA? You see this, ladies and gentlemen? Remember when I kept talking about the will of MAGA needing to snap like a twig? Well, Trisha seems to be on the verge of coming to it's going to be a nuclear meltdown of types, but you know what? It is what it is, and I'll take it. So what I'll do is this. Let me go ahead and warm up the lake of fire. Oh, yeah. Somebody said it's staged. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire, ladies and gentlemen, because I haven't done it in a second. The reason I'm going to warm it up is because, you know, Trisha, I appreciate your honesty and the fact that you're taking these steps, but there has to be some sort of punishment for you ignoring all of this evidence only to get to the place we're at right now. There's so much suffering going on in the country, and it's sad that it took the Epstein files for you in order to do the right thing, but you know what? It is what it is. For the sake of the show, I gotta do it. Let's go ahead and send her where she came from, straight to hell!
Silence, you MAGA demon.
W. Zeus! Now, as long as she keeps making steps in the direction she's going, you know, I would be willing to actually have the conversation with her. But that behavior that got us in this situation that we're in right now as a country, oh no, it's totally unacceptable if you ask me. I just can't believe we're in a situation like this. And it gets worse, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so sorry that I do this, but you do this, I have to do these things in order to remind people what's at stake. And so, you know, we got to keep it going in terms of the e-files. And this was brought to my attention as well. Perhaps Kash Patel is compromised. And this is also why the files aren't being released. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't make this stuff up. You know, normally I ignore it. Normally I ignore this stuff, but now I got to start thinking about it.
Israeli honeypot. Is the director of the FBI caught up in an Israeli honeypot operation? All right, here's the context. Quote, some social media users have wondered whether the FBI and the U.S. Justice Department's refusal to release the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients could have something to do with Alexis Wilkins, the 26-year-old girlfriend of 45-year-old FBI Director Kash Patel. This is what people online are pointing to, the fact that Patel's girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins, works for PragerU, which is a media company that supposedly espouses American values, except for the fact that it is run by a former Israeli military intelligence officer. Now, I did a bunch of digging, and unfortunately, there's actually not a lot of public information to go off of in terms of Alexis Wilkins' background. Now, what I was able to find is that her father worked for Gillette and that her mother was in aerospace and pharmaceuticals. It also says that they lived in England and Switzerland before settling in Fayetteville, Arkansas when she was 9. It also says that she attended College du Le Monde International School in Switzerland. Now, interestingly, ChatGPT is calling this a strange biographical gap in that she has no visible friend network or public high school college cohort interviews, which they say is unusual for a public figure in entertainment, and that if a Mossad asset were inserted early in life, these gaps would be precisely where you would hide alternate history or handler training. Dr. Simon Goddick says that Alexis Wilkins is nearly 20 years younger than Kash and also works for an NGO that's basically Israeli intelligence, that's PragerU that he's referring to, and he says, seriously, why would an attractive young woman date a not-so-attractive Indian American? Classic honeypot. I mean, I don't know, who are we to really judge what people are attracted to and not attracted to? Anyway, I'm not sure what's true or what's not true, but evidently these are, quote, classic elements used in honeypot operations: soft power, ideological alignment, and sexual emotional entanglement.
Bingo. All right. And so what we'll do is this. We're starting to get information now, ladies and gentlemen, that just might explain why the e-files aren't going to be released. And MAGA, the only thing left now is for you to admit that you were duped and lied to by your dear leader. And so what I'll do is this. Let's go ahead and send the director of the FBI straight to hell, because once again, why doesn't he just release it? Why doesn't him and Pam Bondi just release it? They won't do it because they know, like we know, that they're hiding and covering up something, and that's unacceptable and it's un-American. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Let's go ahead and send them straight to hell. to go down conspiracy theory alley. I honestly do, ladies and gentlemen. But if I got to do a couple of miles just to save this country of ours, if I have to go a couple of miles down conspiracy theory alley to save this country, I'm more than capable of doing it, and I hope you all do it. But do it with discretion, all right? Because at the end of the day, this is a situation, this is a crisis MAGA has created. MAGA created this situation, and they got to live with it. They got to deal with it, all right? W. Zeus. All right, let's see. All right. Now, the other thing that I'm going to bring up, ladies and gentlemen, is, this is something serious, and we got to make sure we let our good friend Lawrence O'Donnell say it. It's Friday, and I always like to check in with him. But this is serious business. For all of you out there who still think these mass deportations are a game and you think it's a joke, how much of a joke do you think this really is?
Many people have said that since Donald Trump has ordered people snatched out of their homes or off the streets in this country and shipped off to foreign countries, sometimes countries that person has never visited. I, for one, wasn't sure that was true the first time I heard that statement. Surely that couldn't happen to someone who was in the United States legally. But then it did. And then I said that it could happen to anyone. I never would have thought that it would have happened to kill.
Hold on a second. Wait a second. Christina, you said Zeus thinks he's going to save the world. Last time I checked, that was Jesus's job. Christina, I've been waiting for you, and it's so funny you've actually made it. You've been able to show up to this live and to this show. I sent you a guest request, Christina. What is it you believe? I need to double check because I also think you said something along the lines you're a Christian. Where are you at, Christina? Don't get all nervous now. I've seen you on this app spreading poison and stuff like that. Just like I thought. Just, ladies and gentlemen, just keep an eye on Christina because she's going through something right now. Maybe she didn't hear what I just played.
Abrego Garcia, who was the subject of a court order saying that he specifically could not be deported to El Salvador, and then Donald Trump deported him to El Salvador. And when it was discovered to be a mistake, one lawyer in the Justice Department admitted in court that it was a mistake, and that lawyer got fired. And now that lawyer is saying they can do that to anyone. And that lawyer is the most credible source you can possibly hear on what they can do to you.
You hear this, Christina?
And he says
you can be deported.
They can do that to anyone.
You can
That's
be sent
how
to the
real
Sudan.
it is. That's how much reason you have to begin considering always having your passport with you, always being able to prove that you're a citizen of this country. For years now, the United States government has been issuing traditional full-size passports, and this is important now, more important than ever, passport cards, which are about the size of driver's licenses. They look like driver's licenses and are available for $30 from the passport agency, and they work as passports. With Canada and Mexico, they don't work as passports everywhere in the world, but they would be accepted as identification as for you being a United States citizen in this country.
Yeah.
And as a public service announcement tonight, if you don't have one of those passport cards, now is a very good time to apply for.
How Gen X are getting their...
You hear that, Marsha? Marsha, this isn't a joke, Marsha. This is reality, Marsha. You better get a passport. I know I got one. You better get a passport, Marsha, because I want you to understand something, Marsha. You, Christina, all you MAGA demons, you might not understand this. I put videos up on my page all the time. Y'all can easily be deported. Get this. Get this. Dems let more federal jobs go. Marsha, again, we're talking about your behind actually being deported to the Sudan. You ever been to the Sudan, Marsha? You can be done. That can be done to you because you don't got your paperwork right. And while you're being sent there, I want you to understand one thing. I won't feel sorry for you. You know what I'll say? Oh, no. This is what she voted for. W. Zeus. No, Marsha would never come up here. I know Marsha.
You should always have to have it in your pocket now in the United States of America, because the United States of America has finally become that place where you might have to show your papers if masked men carrying weapons of war jump out of unmarked vans and try to drag you into one of those vans. They can do that to anyone. Those chilling words that we used to hear in movie dialogue about Nazis, papers please, are now more chilling than ever, because we now live in a country where if you don't have the ability to prove you're a citizen at all times in your pocket, they can do that to you, because they can do that to anyone. The lawyer who admitted in court that Kilmar Abrego Garcia was removed from this country by mistake is named Erez Raveni.
Yeah.
He lost his job in the Trump Justice Department for telling a federal judge the truth. That is a reason you can be fired by Donald Trump's Justice Department, telling a judge the truth.
Ain't that something?
Prior to Donald Trump's Justice Department, you could be fired from your job in the Justice Department if you did not tell a judge the truth. Erez Raveni has now become a whistleblower who has informed the Senate Judiciary Committee about the workings of the Justice Department and defying judges' orders under the guidance of the Principal Associate Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove, whose previous job was Donald Trump's criminal defense lawyer. And just a couple of months of serving in Donald Trump's Justice Department, doing Donald Trump's wishes, Donald Trump has nominated Emil Bove for a judgeship on the Third Circuit Court of Appeals.
Wow. So he's putting criminals to be, you know, on the courts, the federal courts. And you know what that leads to. He's trying to put criminals to actually be where? In the Supreme Court. Gregory, you don't think that I'm truly fear-mongering. How am I fear-mongering, Gregory, when all I'm doing is giving you information? You know what, Gregory? It's like your dear leader says about you.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
W. Zeus. Gregory doesn't know anything. Gregory doesn't know anything. Probably hasn't even read a book in the past 4 or 5 years.
Supreme Court justices usually are chosen from courts of appeals. Emil Bove's elevation to a federal circuit court of appeals may very well be step
Christina.
one in Donald Trump's plan to put his last criminal defense lawyer on the United States Supreme Court for the next 40 or 50.
So Donald Trump is trying to put his last criminal defense lawyer, Emil Bove, on the Supreme Court. As if Clarence Thomas isn't doing enough damage. Wow. MAGA, do you understand the sins that you've committed and the transgressions that come with it? You Trump supporters, I promise you, you can do as much gerrymandering as you want to. I honestly don't think you're going to be around in the next 2 to 3 years, because Donald Trump is going to wipe you all off the face of the map. Because if you don't think about it the way that I do, then perhaps you should start doing it. You see what happened with those floods, all right? That was MAGA territory. And that's because of Donald Trump what happened. And so think about that happening all over the country. All these red spots in the country, MAGA, that you are in. The failure of American policy will hit you, and it will come upon you like a thief in the night. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, you're no longer here. And so who's going to win? Oh, the Democrats. W. Zeus. It's easy. It's easy to do. So y'all won't even be around to vote at this rate, because he's basically hell-bent on destroying his own base. Y'all don't see it, but we see it. Go ahead, Lawrence. Keep on telling these folks the truth.
Years. Emil Bove is 44 years old, and Emil Bove has proved he will do anything for his former criminal defendant client, Donald Trump. Politico obtained emails and text messages, turned over to the Senate Judiciary Committee, and published them on the Politico website today. Politico reports the newly released messages reinforce claims by whistleblower Erez Raveni that Emil Bove played a key role in a decision by Trump administration immigration officials to turn scores of Venezuelan immigrants over to El Salvador's government, despite a U.S. judge's order not to do so.
There you go.
Many of the messages pertain to an extraordinary showdown on March 15th, when immigrant rights lawyers persuaded a federal judge in Washington, James Boasberg, to order the administration to halt an in-progress deportation of 130 Venezuelans to El Salvador. Boasberg ordered that planes containing the men who Trump deemed alien enemies under a wartime law be turned around if necessary.
Wow.
And in any event, that the men not be handed over to the Salvadoran government. The messages show that in the hours after Boasberg's ruling, Raveni repeatedly relayed to colleagues that the immigrants covered by the judge's order should not be turned over to El Salvador. The material included emails saying, quote, "The judge specifically ordered us to not remove anyone in the class and to return anyone in the air.
Right.
No one subject to the Alien Enemies Act in our custody can be removed, and anyone in the air should be returned unless they have a Title VIII final order.
Okay.
Please confirm receipt and let us know what, if anything, is happening."
Okay.
When Erez Raveni heard nothing in response, he texted a colleague at the Justice Department saying, quote, "Guess we're going to say F you to the court. Super." To which his colleague responded, quote, "Well, Pamela Joe Bondi is, not you."
So, we don't have a Department of Justice anymore. We have a Department of Injustice. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, these people, they don't care about the rule of law. All they care about is furthering their evil and their corrupt agenda, which it requires them to do what? Destroy our great country. These people are hell-bent on destroying America, and that's why I say it, and I say it very clear. We're not going to have any country if we do not get this guy impeached and out of here. He has to resign. The Trump administration, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, it's the most incompetent administration known to mankind. I've never seen incompetence at all levels in government at the same time. It's like a car. You know, a car has, various components in an engine. It's like everything that a car needs to run, this car seems to just not be able to have, right? That's what we're dealing with. So what I'm going to do is this, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire. Hey, Christina, I know you don't want to come up here because you know you're wrong and you're living in sin, but I'm going to take care of it. Let's go ahead and send deranged Christina, as well as all of these other Trump supporters that are out here acting like her, thinking that they are not going to hell when we know good and doggone well they are. Let's go ahead and send them where they came from, straight to hell.
Silence, you matter daily.
All right. I'm surprised we've made it this far on the show, to be quite honest. I've been kind of towing the line to see if they would, do what they do. But, it looks like I've survived. So, yeah. All right. Let's go to the audience. All right. We don't got much time. Let's go to the audience. Where are the Trump supporters at this morning? I need to talk to one of them. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. Anyone besides Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom Turkey Neck. Because, see, Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, I'll be honest with you. I am very tolerant of people who have diverse political opinions. But what I can't be tolerant of is just sheer ignorance. I can't do it. You don't come up here with really any content other than I'm ugly and I hate the Democrats. And it's like, come on, bro, you got to work with us. You got to have something. You got to actually do some research. You got to bring me something new that I can actually lay into. And I don't need to lay into that. W. Zeus. Right? I'll give it to DJ. DJ at least tries. He tries. Okay. But, and every time we shut it down. But Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, no. You're in a bad situation, all right? And you really got to meditate on it. If we don't agree with you, look at this. Mike, watch this. I'll bring Mike up here. Mike, come on up here, and I'll show you how me and Mike can get to this point together, but he's not going to like it. Mike, I sent you a guest request, Mike. Go ahead and accept the request, and then come right up here, and let's show the audience how we can find middle ground. Tiny Tube Top Tim. All right, yeah. Put a 1 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, where are the so-called Trump supporters at? I mean, you would think these people would be, very thrilled to get up here and show some support to their dear leader. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Mavly, are you there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how can I help you?
No, I understand.
Did you vote for Trump, Mavly, or on the phone? Mavly, are you there?
But if you uninstall it, you will not be able to install it back. Even if it takes a long time, because I'm gonna be using my phone anyway. So
Yeah, well, what I will do is I don't know, I don't know if Mavly is a Trump supporter or not, but W Zeus, yeah, because she could be a friendly, and then I would hate to do something. All right, let's see. Put a 1 in the chat. Where are the Trump voters at? I need to talk to a Trump voter today because I just got a couple of questions. All right, seriously, where's MAGA at this morning? I hear you all think you're winning. I want to know where the winning is at. All right. Let's see. No, Ave, you're not a Trump supporter. I know you're not a Trump supporter. All right. Where are they at? They for some strange reason, these folks, they had a lot to say. They're hiding. Yeah. And it's like the lady who just issued an apology. She says, does it matter who or what you are? Well, user, come on up here, user. Can you come on up here and explain to me what you mean by that? It does matter, actually. I sent you an invite, though. I sent you an invite. The reason that I'm trying to be a little bit more deliberate this time about MAGA is because I know from this last apology video, the woman said they're hiding. She said they're hiding right now because the pride has gotten a hold of them. And so let's go ahead and have this discussion, MAGA, real quick. I need to see one of you bright and early this morning on a Friday because this is unacceptable. If you're going to hide in the comments like this, then at this point you should just go ahead and say you're done supporting Donald Trump. Because if your team was winning, wouldn't you be proud of your team if your team was winning, ladies and gentlemen, right? You see how the audience gets real radio silent? Viper. I've seen Viper before. Viper, come on up here. See, this is how you know MAGA's not winning. If your team was winning, you would be able to come up here and say things like, oh, yes, I am for Joe Biden's infrastructure package. I am for the CHIPS Act. I am for the PACT Act, right? I am for, capping prescription drug prices. You would be able to confidently get up here and argue that point. But I can't find any Trump supporter right now that's basically saying, yeah, we're okay with Donald Trump's trade war. That's basically jacked us up. One of the biggest lies that MAGA has going right now is, oh, wages are up. This is what Trump supporters are saying. Wages are up. Look at that. Donald Trump really cares. But they ignore the tariffs. Right now, the tariffs, they're making everything go up. So if your wages go up, but then you get additional tax put on you, are you really making any money, MAGA? And then the gas prices, there's no gas out there for $1.98, not at all. All right, now I know there may have been a promotion. We heard that yesterday, but we're not seeing any of these results. And Donald Trump has been pretty quiet lately, ever since these so-called e-files have been discussed. Yeah. So put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right, Henry, are you a Trump supporter? I don't think you are. I can't even invite you. But yeah, gas is up. Yeah. Oh yeah, fed up with the government. It's nice to see that you're finally coming around and starting to wake up. Okay, thank you for confirming that you're not. All right. All right. Well, it's $2.99 in your area. All right. All righty then. All right, let's go ahead and move on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring up Dr. Lex. Good morning, Dr. Lex. Since they don't want to come up, I'm going to go ahead and start talking to some more mutuals. Then that's what we'll do. Dr. Lex, are you there? I see the mic is muted.
Okay, you. Yeah.
Yes. Good morning.
Oh, what's up, man?
Well, another day is Friday.
Yeah.
What about you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I've been working. I'm working on these album projects, and I've been deep in my music bag.
Okay. Well, what do you got for us?
Oh, well, the thing is the difficulty that these MAGA supporters are having. How can you overlook? I mean, it's been so much. It's been so much going on that. How do you make excuses for this?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you make excuses for this?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I don't know what can you. Here, let me do this. I'll just
hold
do
on.
Like
I'm having a connection issue. DJ was trying to come up. I don't know if he was trying to talk to you, but they can't make excuses. You can try to send another request, DJ. I'll answer all of your questions because I think I think DJ is honestly the next one to break out of the cult and see the light. They don't have any excuses. Dr. Lex. These people are stuck. They're stuck living in sin as far as I am concerned, and they know the jig is up. Good morning, DJ. Thank you for showing up, Scott Jennings. You're the only one brave enough to actually try to still defend this stuff.
Which stuff are you referring to, Zeus? You've listed about 25 things. Is there something specific you want to talk about, or do you want to talk about the e-files? What do you want? Is there something you want to talk about?
Well, I'll ask Dr. Lex, please, Dex, please, because I don't think I've heard you and DJ try to, talk. And it would be interesting if we could get some progress on this front. But it's 27 things. That's a lot.
What do you want, DJ?
You said that you wanted somebody to. I can't defend every single thing that's going on in the world as far as Trump. I don't agree with the Epstein situation at all. I think it was cowardly the way that they did it, but that doesn't mean that I stopped supporting Donald Trump. One of the things about this country is you're allowed to disagree with your leaders. But that doesn't mean that you disagree with everything that they say. And I'm not trying to blow your head up, Lex. So if you've got something to say, go ahead. Okay. So
why are you trying, DJ? Why you lying to us? Ain't there something out there in this world?
I've got things going on this morning. I'm happy to talk to you. But I'm not going to sit here and watch you sing. Okay? I got other things.
So DJ, why you lying, DJ?
Tell me what I lied about.
Well,
why don't you just go away?
DJ.
Somebody's got to stand up to you guys. Come on. Somebody's got to spread the truth.
Okay, so I got that covered.
Yeah, you got that out of the way.
Take several seats, DJ.
All right. Tell you what.
You can just take and sit yourself down, because I ain't got no time for this.
Wow.
What I'm going to do is play the organ.
Be specific about
you can
something.
Just go,
if you got a problem with something I got to say,
Well, hold on. I do. Hold on, Dr. Lex. I want to address some of the stuff that he's getting triggered by. DJ,
I'm not triggered at all. I'm just, I didn't come up here to listen to that guy sing. So go ahead.
Okay, so listen, DJ. Okay, so listen. The situation in Iran, which is going back and forth, they're not listening to him. Russia is not listening to him. He stopped shipments of the military equipment to Ukraine. Okay, they're trying to redistrict. They're trying to rezone districts in Texas to keep Democrats out.
Okay,
the migrant thing is a mess.
Lex. If you want to go on a diatribe where you list 8 things, and then by the time I try to reply,
tell me something. Tell me something.
Well, okay. What do you want to talk about Iran?
Well, I'll say this: Israel's intelligence came out and they said that they're still able to, create and cook up that uranium. Still, did you know that?
No, I did not know that. I don't think that that's true. I think that we have set their program back. I'm not going to say we ended the program because we didn't, but we've certainly set the program back. And if you're trying to say that we didn't, then you are telling a blatant falsehood. That's not true. We did set their program back. Okay. Have we spent any more money or any more time on Iran?
How did you set their program back? By making some new boulders over there because they missed? Dude, they didn't hit nothing. Everything was gone.
Makes no sense, Lex. What you're saying makes no sense. We bombed the hell out of their facilities.
How have they degraded anything over there? How long has it been, Zeus, since they were doing since they send those planes over there? How long has it been?
At least 3 weeks, 2 3 weeks. 3 weeks? Yeah.
Okay, so how are they now starting to make more weapons grade uranium if they're doing that?
Okay, so which is it? Are they not doing it or are they doing it, Lex? Which one is it?
Well, you're the one saying that they're doing it, or they're saying that
let me read this. Let me read this to you. This came out. Let me read this. It says Israel says Iran could reach enriched uranium at nuclear sites that were hit by the United States. This came out yesterday, 16 hours ago. Israel believes deeply buried stocks of enriched uranium at one Iranian nuclear facility hit by the United States military are potentially retrievable. A senior official said, and the agency that built the U.S. bunker buster, boom booms dropped on 2 other sites said Thursday that it is still waiting for the data to be determined if those munitions reach their targets. So what do you have to say about that, DJ?
What did I say the first time, Zeus?
You said it
I
was
said-
obliterated.
I said they set the program back. I did not say that they obliterated the program. They blew up the hell out of those sites. They damn sure damaged or destroyed instruments and that they need to do what they got to do. But I say that they can't. What is so funny? I mean, if you got
DJ.
something to flex,
DJ,
if you
are
wanna
you
have
focusing?
a conversation about something, then let's have it.
I'm trying to, but it doesn't sound like you're focusing. I'm hearing ruffling in the background, and I'm not quite sure why you're being so defensive. Your position as a person who supported Donald Trump should be, and it has to be, is that you believe it was obliterated.
Okay.
You can't have it both ways.
I can't have it both ways. So
Right.
So my exact verbiage to you was, we set their program back. I didn't say that we ended the program. Did I say that, Zeus?
To be honest with you, today you said you set it back, but when this all first happened, you were on the page of they can't have the ends, right? And that what Trump did was he stopped them from getting it because it's been obliterated.
If I said that they stopped them, then I was wrong. Okay, because I don't believe that I said that, but I'm not going to argue with you about it. If to say that we have eliminated anybody's opportunity to do that would be, mistaken. Okay, so tell me.
So what was the purpose of this then? How far back do you? Because your argument now is we've set it back. How far back do you think we've set it back?
Well, potentially years. Potentially years.
Potentially. That's a big word right there.
It surely is. Just like this potentially is what you guys live on, Lex. Potentially.
No, that's not necessarily true.
This is going to do that.
Okay, so DJ, listen. You are very, very intricate. You make great efforts to appear to be right.
Yeah.
But what you are is dead. You are wrong. You are so wrong. Then the word potentially. I mean, I could walk in the woods and there potentially might be a bear out there.
Absolutely. And Donald Trump.
But then again, the likelihood of the bear being out there is not very much.
Right. And have you not spouted, or Zeus not spouted on this very live, that the tariff program and everything else that Donald Trump does potentially is harmful to the United States?
No. Well, we say that, but honestly, I can't think of anything Trump has done that isn't harmful. So with the Iran thing, let's just go ahead and say it was a failure. We can say that it's a failure. Well, okay.
You're welcome to say that.
Well, because I got so many things that we need to cover it up. Move on to other topics. But for the sake of the Iranian situation, what was the objective?
To stop their the weapons of their boom boom. To stop the development.
Hey, Zeus, real quick.
You caught it, Lex.
How did they find out where did they get this information? Is it the same thing that Benjamin Netanyahu's been telling them since 1992? Is that the reason they went over there?
Absolutely. I agree.
Okay, so they've been getting this ready.
It may have been before that Netanyahu.
They've been getting these things ready for. They would be ready in 2 weeks since 1992. There's been a lot of weeks since 1992.
I'm not arguing with you at all.
So your claim though, DJ, was the objective was to stop it, and earlier you just said they set it back. Setting it back isn't the same thing as stopping it, correct?
How exactly would you stop it? Would you just set the country? How would you?
No. I can't. We can't go that deep, DJ. We can't go that deep, right? You run the red light. Okay, well then, what was the make and model of the car that ran the red light? Well, who made the car? Okay, well then, how was that person, feeling when they made the car? We can't do that, DJ. It's either a success or it's not. We know based on the intelligence and the information. Listen, DJ, I got to move on to our next topic. You failed this one. Because if he stopped it, then if he stopped it, then Israel wouldn't be saying things like, if they go any further, we'll attack them again. If he truly stopped it, this would be a done thing. It'd be a done deal, case closed. All right.
I want to talk to you about something. The Epstein thing you were talking about. Okay, so you know that your president is in these files, and you know that they covered it up on purpose. Yet you still won't distance yourself from someone that is doing things to these young people like that, which is absolutely monstrous. And you just said it earlier. It didn't go out of my brain. So what kind of man does that make you? where if I know somebody is doing that, I'm going to attach boot to ass.
Mm.
And you are sitting here aligning yourself with him regardless of what you know or what you heard. And I have heard them say that the stuff that's in those files is awful. And he's in the files. But DJ, this is somebody that you support. So whenever I see somebody, if I support the Oakland Raiders, which is not Oakland anymore, that was my team, now they're in Las Vegas, and I support them fully, and so they go out and they do something terrible, I'm no longer going to support them. So I don't support the president because of several reasons, this being a big one. He's in those files, but you won't take yourself away from that. So that leads me to believe that you're in alignment with what he's doing. Are you one of those?
Okay. Am I allowed to speak now? Are you done, Lex? I don't want to speak over you. Are you finished? A simple yes or no.
He's finished. He's finished. But
Okay.
this is to me.
Okay.
I'd hate
First
to
of
get
all,
to this point, but DJ, this is serious.
It's dead serious, okay? Because I hear this happen all the time. It's not just on left lives, it's on right lives as well, okay? But you are equating a political position or a political opinion to turn me into a PD3. That's what you're doing, right? Is that what you're saying, Lex, that you're affiliating me with that? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, where's R2D2 P3DO?
Say that again, please.
Just go ahead and say what you're saying.
Here's the point. You have no proof that Donald Trump was on that list. What you are doing is you are speculating that Donald Trump was on that list. I can make just as much of a case for argument for speculation that he's not on the list as you can that he's on the list. If
Why
you
don't they
want to
put
say,
why don't they put the list out?
okay, I'm sorry. So what did you say, Lex?
Why don't they put the list out?
That's a great question. I do not have the answer to that question. And I asked that question just as well as you do, Lex. Okay? But if he was on that list.
Okay, I got something for you, DJ.
Please let me finish. Please let me finish. I sat there and let Dr. Lex talk and accused me of being that. Okay?
And when you're done,
He
I'm going
says
to play
that I'm
something.
aligning with that. I am not aligning with that. And you don't know me well enough to make that decision.
Well, you know
Just
what?
on my
You know,
political positions, okay?
Hey,
But if
hey,
he was
listen.
on that list, then you don't think that the Biden administration would have made that public?
They
Hello?
were trying to get that. They were trying to get that information out, DJ.
Lex, they've had that information for 4 years. And
They
they
were
did
trying
not
to get that information out, DJ.
They daggone sure didn't have any problems putting out other information about Donald Trump, did they?
Page 80.
Well, I don't know what page 80 means. Lex, why don't you talk about what you want to say? Say it. Don't be shy.
Buddy, you talking to the wrong person to say somebody shy. I ain't that.
Yeah.
It seems to me like you are.
Andrew Schultz. Yeah, okay, here it is. Here it is,
What does page 80 mean?
DJ. Here's Andrew Schultz, and you know what he did during the Trump campaign. He went out there and he campaigned. He's saying this on a podcast, and guess what he did? He put on his tinfoil hat while he said this. And you know what that means, right? And I want you to listen to this, DJ, and keep in mind the people that are talking voted for Donald Trump, and they're saying this.
Still talking about Jeffrey Epstein. We have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
So we're stupid. Yeah. we're the fucking idiots, guys. That is, I think, what is enraging people right now is it's insulting our intelligence. Like, obviously the intelligence community is trying to cover it up. Obviously the Trump administration is trying to cover up. Something changed because they ran on this idea of exposing it all. All these guys had great ideas. Cockeyed Cash, Dan Bongino.
Clips, dog. He had bars.
He was ready to tear it all down. He was ready to tear down the entire FBI office.
Shut down the Hoover building day one.
Day one.
That bitch still standing.
And then he goes on Joe Rogan and he's like, listen, do you think if I had it, I wouldn't share it with you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I do believe that, 100%. Especially when you're staring at me like this, telling me that. Once you protect pedophiles, you are the most cockeyed person in the entire world.
So one of two things, in my mind, is it possible. One, you're covering it up. Or two, nothing really happened and you exploited of thousands of children to get your man elected.
You hear that, DJ?
I couldn't understand all of it, but basically,
there's two reasons. There's two reasons. One, you're covering it up, or two, you exploited the suffering of thousands of children to get elected.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time, very slowly, so I can make sure that I understand what you just said, Zeus.
Okay, so there's two ways of looking at this. Either Trump is covering it up, right? Or this all is never happened, but he's exploiting a situation where there were thousands of victims. He's exploiting that in order to get elected.
Are you talking about what he ran on when you ran talking about releasing?
Oh my God,
DJ,
come on now, dude.
DJ,
come on, dude.
DJ, you know what I'm saying? He used this Jeffrey E thing to get elected. So now this goes back to
Donald Trump got elected on a lot of other things other than the
DJ.
Well, let me ask you this:
DJ,
why was it never disclosed under Biden? And I'm not trying to throw back to Biden, but I'm just saying there's a reason, and I don't think it's on your side. I don't think it's on my side. I think it's on all sides that list has not been exposed.
Yeah, well, okay.
If you're saying it hasn't been exposed because of Donald Trump, then you're being extremely naive because Biden had the opportunity.
No, we're not the naive ones, DJ. We're not the naive ones.
DJ,
I'm naive. Okay, go ahead.
You know something? You can spray paint a turd and it's still a turd, DJ. And you sit up and you start playing.
I'm not spray painting anything, Lex.
Okay, so you know something.
Can we just stick to this without bringing Joe Biden up, DJ?
Okay,
DJ.
Yeah, no more Biden, DJ. And another thing is we can
no more
sing
Biden.
together.
So we're not allowed to
Okay,
talk
so
about Biden.
DJ,
We're
we
not
can
talking
sing.
about
DJ, we can sing together, but we can't talk at the same time. So. But
what have I been saying the whole time I've been on here?
Okay. So listen, DJ. What I'm saying to you is the Palm Beach County case, which was the one that got NDA'd out of the picture, the Katie Johnson case. Remember that, Zeus?
Yeah, I have no idea.
The other 26 cases that he had.
Which 26 cases are you referring to?
The SA cases, DJ. All right, DJ. I just see that this is too much for you, and
why are you figuring it's too much for me? I asked the man to define what he's talking about.
Okay,
he's
because
talking cryptically. If
no,
he wants to talk about something specific,
I'm cryptic now.
DJ. Here's the thing. Even against what a lot of people say, I bring you up here because I at least believe you are being genuine and sincere. But we can't keep giving you situations and then you try to get out of it by just creating random questions that honestly have nothing to do with what the main issue is. We're at a point now, DJ, where I just need to ask, despite all of the information I've shared with you and that you've looked up on your own independently about the E-files, and there's people who've gone on record, they said they've been to his rallies 42 times, they freed the J6ers, and even they at this point are saying they can't support Trump anymore. Are you still going to move forward with supporting Trump? That's all I need to know. And don't answer it with a question. Just say whatever it is in your heart, bro.
I will be very crystal clear. Until someone shows me that Donald Trump is on that list, I will support Donald Trump.
Fair enough.
Could I be any clearer on that?
Fair enough. Well, then you know what, DJ? God's judgment is clearly here.
Oh, so you have no proof that he's on the list.
We do.
What is your proof? Give it to me, Zeus. I want to know. Let me join your team.
No, I don't want you on my team. I don't want you on my team, DJ. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this to you. Go back and watch how he responded when the reporter asked him, and you'll know that he's on that list. Fair enough?
So
I need you to do your research.
Why has he not been exposed as being on that list so far?
Zeus.
Yes,
Zeus,
Dr. Lex.
Before you get started, let me go get some sticks and some hot dogs.
Okay. All right.
Why hasn't he been exposed as being on that list so far?
He's been exposed.
DJ, listen, DJ.
Why won't you answer the question?
Okay, so you're like walking into a fart on aisle 6 in Walmart.
Don't give me some ridiculous analogy, Lex.
That's what you're like.
Your analogy, okay? You're very good at what you do, and I'm very happy for you, okay? But just answer the question. Why hasn't he been exposed?
All right, DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, that's DJ, who clearly is going straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA.
W. Zeus. W. Dr. Lex.
You know something, Zeus? I got mad love and mad respect for you to have to put up with people like that. But I'm telling you, the only thing that I could think of when I think of DJ is like when you walk into somebody else's fart in the aisle six at Walmart.
Yeah. He knows.
That's what it is.
He knows better. Right? He knows what's going on, but he's trying to pretend, and funk and the stank is all around him. I could smell it. All right. Well, listen, Dr. Lex. We're going to move it on, but all right, brother. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Dr. Lex a huge round of applause.
Give me a holler later.
All right. Peace. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. So as you all can see, this is why I say God's judgment is truly upon this nation, because folks like DJ, they don't understand that when the answers are hitting you in your face like that, there's no excuse for remaining ignorant. I can't do that, DJ. DJ, you know you're doing wrong, and you need to knock it off. W. Zeus. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up our next panelist. Who do we have next, ladies and gentlemen? All righty then, let's go. Good morning, Takesha. How are you doing?
Hey Zeus, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Happy Friday to you.
Thank you so much. Listen, Zeus, DJ said Donald Trump had not been exposed to being on the list. The man who had all of our information in the government said he was on the list, which in the name of Elon Musk. And you better believe Elon got proof that Donald Trump is on the list. That's why they don't want to release the list. Other than that, DJ, like that lady said on that video, where she heard he wasn't releasing it because other foreign leaders was on it. If he was the right type of person that really cared about those victims, he wouldn't care who was on the list. He would still put the list out there, Zeus.
Yeah.
The list is not out because Donald Trump is probably on there so much, Zeus, till he is the list.
Bingo.
Bottom line.
Yep, W, Takesha. And so you don't buy any of this other stuff that MAGA is still trying to sell. It's, you wonder why folks like DJ would still be supporting Donald Trump, don't you? It's like, why would you support him even though you see people that are supporting him saying, no, this is too much? What do you think it is about that?
Zeus, I hate to say it, and I don't believe one word DJ say. Even if the list came out and Donald Trump was on it, DJ would probably still say somebody put him on there because the files went through so many people's hands that they ended up putting Donald Trump's name on there. I don't trust nothing DJ say. DJ will never, ever turn his back on Donald Trump unless they in the bed together. Now listen. Listen, Zeus.
Now that's actually funny and disgusting, but yes, please continue.
It's true. If he is so America first, and doing everything, for the good of America, why you put tariffs on Brazil because of what they doing over there in their own country? That ain't got nothing to do with the United States. You cannot tell them people how to run their courts, who to prosecute, or anything like that. Why in the world are you putting tariffs on a country because you mad because they prosecute your friend?
Amen.
How is that America first? What are we going to benefit from that? What, Zeus?
And you know what's even worse is everyone knows we pay the tariffs.
We pay the tariffs.
Ain't that something?
So you punishing us because another country is punishing your friend.
Wow. But Takesha, they said our wages have gone up.
They went up under Biden.
I love it. Now that's a good use of Joe Biden. That's an honest, good use, and it's allowable on the show.
Went up under Joe Biden.
That part.
So what are they talking about, Z?
And then
Prices are still high.
Yeah.
Gas is still high, and Trump is still alive. They got to do better than what they doing.
And they know this. MAGA Queen, you know this. While you're sitting in my comment section crying like a little baby. No, you should be crying about how much your utility bill was last month, MAGA Queen.
Man, I'm still paying that $4.16, Zeus.
So your utility bill didn't go down.
It ain't went down yet.
Ain't that something?
Zeus, guess what?
Yeah, she laughed when I said that. That means she know her utility bill was kicking her rear end last month. Yeah.
That was on the budget. Guess how much they told me my regular March bill would have been if I hadn't paid the $4.16.
How much? How much?
$638. Yeah.
This is highway robbery.
Yeah, and then they saying it's gonna go up when these when this big beautiful bill hit. So it's all for Zeus.
Yeah. But you know what? Do you have any, what do you have to say about these Trump supporters that don't seem to understand that they're suffering right now because of their blackened hearts, their evil hearts? Because, that's what I think is happening, especially in the state of Texas. Every day that comes out about that flood, that devastating flood that took away the lives of those.
Sad?
Yeah. You find out the fire chief made a call in 90 minutes before the floods came.
Yeah.
You found out they turned down the money Biden gave them.
Down the money Biden gave
Yeah.
them. It was coming from a Democrat.
Oh.
Zeus, hate always destroys itself. That's the bottom line. Hate will always destroy itself. And that's why MAGA in the position they in now. Because all the hate they had for Democrat, Joe Biden, Kamala, and all those people, and now they finding themselves in the midst of their own destruction.
Why hast thou forsaken me, Lord? That's what they're screaming, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they saying, Zeus. Hate always destroys itself.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on now. But like I told you, Zeus, I don't have no words because I know who take care of Kiki and it ain't the government.
Amen. Tell them.
The Lord ain't never needed Donald Trump to see about Kiki. The Lord ain't never needed the United States government to take care of Kiki because he do that on his own.
Amen.
So I don't have no worries, Zeus. I feel sorry for the people who are worried, but my dependency is not in the federal government.
Amen.
Period, point blank.
Amen.
And that's why I be sitting on my porch with my legs crossed, drinking my country time.
Amen. W to Keisha. Y'all know she's preaching right now, and she's telling the God honest truth. And when you got the truth in you like that, DJ, you see how it just flows out, DJ? She ain't hitting us with all the whole questions and the speed bumps in the conversation. That's because the truth is in her. It ain't in you, though, DJ. Your black hearts. All right. Well, Takesha, listen, I thank you. So. All right. We might have to get some more work done depending on who I can get to come up here and repent. But we're going to try to get some of these MAGA demons to come up here and confess their sins. All right.
I need to just go and pull out my oars, Zeus, so I can throw it at the screen when it comes. All right, Zeus.
All righty then. Ladies and gentlemen, show Takesha some love. Give her a huge round of applause. No lies detected. Okay, who's this Teddy Knucklehead? Teddy, come on up here. Teddy, send me a guest request, Teddy, because you just can't keep spamming my chat like that. I would love to get whatever it is that you're saying. I would love to let you say it, and as long as you're, trying to, if you can keep it clean and get it off your chest, I'll hear you out. All right, because what I do is I try to be as honest and transparent as possible. You can even ask all of the Zeus haters out there. They know there's nobody out there like me. I got a lot of tolerance because I understand what winning really looks like. And sometimes winning, it requires you to, take a little bit of the incoming, but then, once it's already said and done, you come out victorious. See, a lot of the Trump supporters, they think they're winning because Trump is the president of the United States right now. But I would actually make the argument that the next best thing to Kamala Harris being the president of the United States of America, because we all know based on the way the election results happened that she should have been, the next best thing to that would be having Donald Trump as president with his hands metaphorically around the neck of his supporters, just wiping them off. I've never seen a president destroy his own base like I'm seeing with Donald Trump. And the thing is, I can't even feel bad about it this time, because if they would have looked at the previous time he was in office, they would have known when it comes to disasters and things like that, he's the worst person to have in charge when there's a disaster. Just look at what happened with C-19. The man woke up every day and lied to Americans about how dangerous things were. Lied so much that his own vice president, I honestly think if it wasn't for Mike Pence, I think we would be in a lot of trouble, because I think Mike Pence decided, you know what? I can't do another 4 years of this madman. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and hey, if Biden wins, I'm going to do everything in my power to help Joe Biden and his administration, because this guy right here is loony for Looney Tunes. So you know he doesn't know what he's doing, MAGA, when it comes to disasters. You know this, right? Look at how he handled C-19. And so look at all of these agencies that he's responsible for. You can't point out one of them. You can't point out one federal agency, including the executive branch, that is actually looking like it's on the up and up. And you should have known this. Look at the way he's running his businesses. So you Trump supporters, my question is, when are you going to get out of the cold? Let's go to the box. All right. Are there any Trump supporters that want to come up here and defend their dear leader? Put a 1 in the chat. I'll bring you right on up. Where did Christina go? Because Christina, she's been running, oh, Zeus, you're this and that. Zeus, you're this and that. But they don't want to come up here and talk to me. Teddy, where did you go? Oh, they don't want to come up here. They don't want to talk to me. All right. Fair enough. We'll move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Good morning. Brother Val. Good morning, Val. Welcome. How are you doing?
Good.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. There's a lot to cover this morning.
Huh?
There's a lot to cover this morning.
Well, the floor is yours.
Let's see. Let's start with the two little interview or the two little videos or words that were said by the two ladies earlier that are kind of backing away from the Trump train, right?
Correct.
Because of the Epstein files and one because of some other stuff.
Yeah.
I'd like to concentrate on the second one just for a second.
Okay.
You're all good trying to back out, but trying to back out with excuses is a problem. Okay? Just say when you're wrong, just say you're wrong. Don't make a bunch of excuses, and don't say, that's what Democrats do. Man,
right.
Democrats, one of the biggest things that Democrats do is hold their own accountable.
That's true.
Been doing it for decades.
That's true.
If you say something wrong, do something wrong, we're done with you. We don't think you should be president of the United States at that point. Because we understand something. To be the president of the United States, you need to be one of the best of us. It should be the same for you.
They do it in the other direction, though. They go for the worst of us.
Right. They go for the worst of us, right? The person you've known since the 1970s was one of the worst people in America. That's who y'all decide needs to be president. Okay? Yeah, this is what, there's no argument here. And to DJ, look up what internal justification is. Okay? Because DJ, that's what you're doing. You're internally justifying to protect your pride. What if? Why? Are you 3 years old? Do you not have a lick of common sense in that brain? Any. That's the problem, DJ. That's why most of us just quit talking to you. Because I can't fix pride.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the other thing's stupid.
Yeah. Well, no, this is pride. I don't think DJ's actually stupid. I just think he's, you know what I'm saying? I think he's so overly prideful that he won't see past his own face.
I think, to your point, you're right. And I also think that he's made some backdoor deals with a lot of people, perhaps, right? Trump is going to do this. Trump is going to do that. And he doesn't want to go back and have to apologize to all those people that he lied to and manipulated.
And the whataboutisms were even, DJ, weren't even right. Because it got skipped. But I want to remind everybody, you said, y'all thought tariffs were going to be bad. They were bad, DJ. There's no denying this. The tariffs that he brought forward that said that would decrease our deficit actually increased our trade deficit. Wow. Tariffs that he brought forth actually dumped and tanked our stock market. That DJ, still to this day, remember we had this argument, DJ, I want to remember this argument on this show. 4 months ago when this all began. When this all began and the stock market took that big drop, you said, well, what happens if it comes back up in a week? And DJ, I told you then it would be months before it would recover, if it recovers. DJ, it still hasn't recovered. So people that have put money in to their 401ks still have not recovered and have not made a dime. And now I think it's actually over 5 months.
Wow.
Over 5 months now, DJ. That is where we are in America, and you are trying to defend it by saying, well, y'all thought tariffs were going to be bad. They are bad, DJ. Has anybody came to the table, DJ? Has a single country came to the table? No, DJ, they're not. They're not going to. If you don't understand what's going on by now, every other country in this world right now, except for people like Russia, are going to run from America as fast as they can. For the same reason, DJ, Iran said they could not work a new deal with this president. They can't trust it. These are the realities.
It's not a lie, Viper. Val is speaking truth. See, they get mad at you, Val, when you tell them straight. You tell it to them straight.
If you have the deal, show it to me. I'll say I'm wrong, but I can tell you there's not one.
Did he get the 90 deals in 90 days?
No. I'm still trying to find the 219 countries. If you know, you know. This man claimed he was going to have 219 deals or 19 deals with countries in this world. 219 countries. I want you to please go look up how many countries there are in this world. It's not 219.
Oh, Val, you just ruined. There's not 219 countries. Wow, MAGA. Another big lie that you've been misled to believe by your dear leader.
I mean, these are the stupidity things that keep coming up.
And don't the deals have to go through Congress? That's another thing, right?
Yes, those deals would have to go through Congress. They'd have to do stuff. That's the other thing that we're seeing too, right? Y'all are okay with him subverting a co-equal branch of government. Y'all seem to be okay with him trying to overturn our justice system. Guys, I want you to understand that the judicial system in this country is the very last line of defense to the Constitution.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is the problem that we have here. If you want to do what for all of y'all down there that think Project 2025 is not real, you need to go read again. Because for Project 2025 to work, to turn this country into a theology society,
yeah,
you would have to destroy the Constitution. That is where we're at.
How many people out there want Donald Trump to destroy the Constitution? Because this is how I see it. What I want to see is I want MAGA to be on the front lines of all of these things. Don't sit in the background chirping and cheering on all this other. No. Get out here and y'all go fight these forever wars, right? They want to do that, right, Val?
Yeah, they want to go right now. This is how I feel about the wars. You know what I'm saying? And all the different conflicts that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
They are used. I'm going to say this to everyone. They are used in a very big way to distract us from what's really going on. Okay?
Yeah.
Because when he found out about his May, you know what I'm saying? When he found out about his May numbers that were going to come out, the fact that we lost jobs, the fact that we lost, you know what I'm saying, GDP,
yeah,
and major numbers in GDP, people. The fact that that our trade deficit actually grew by 11%. The largest in over 4 decades. Okay. The fact that all these things are happening at one time, he decides to attack Iran.
Ain't that something?
Because he doesn't want you to know. He wants you to think about things that don't matter. And I'm going to say the same thing about the Epstein files. I firmly believe he's in the Epstein files. We damn sure know he's on the Epstein flight logs, so I don't know why he wouldn't be in the files.
Yeah.
You know, so...
that would be incredible, huh? He's everywhere except the files.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't make any sense, right? So why do y'all fall for this? Well, he's got other big numbers starting to, I'm pretty sure we're going to find other big numbers in our economy that are coming down. Oh, hold on, that just happened.
Too late, Jerome.
Yeah, that Jerome Powell actually already put that out there, didn't he?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, Jerome? Oh, and that was the day he said there was no Epstein files, by the way. Okay, so, when Jerome Powell came out and said everything that Jerome Powell said, the reason he could not lower the interest rates in this country, every single thing he said was going to happen, did. Go read the article, people. Jerome Powell predicted 2 months ago what June was going to look like. And he hit every point.
Wow.
That's why it is important that we have a separate individual group that does this, that makes sure we don't get ourselves in financial trouble. And he's trying to destroy that too, because he doesn't want the bad news coming out. People, I want you to ask yourself, why is he going after Noah? Why is he going after Noah? Why cut Noah? What did Noah do? Well, the first one, and everybody likes to talk about the most, is Sharpie Gate, right? When they friggin' embarrassed him.
Yeah.
About that. And if you don't remember it, go look that up, because I'm not going to sit here and explain it to you. Y'all need to fucking pick up a computer.
I caught that, Val. I caught that. But he's on a roll. But he did what he did. Sorry, Dom.
The next thing
that's nutty that did that.
But the next thing y'all need to do is actually go out and look at computers and actually look up a story. But Jerome Powell predicted it all. Everything. And he wasn't wrong.
The suffering we're going to be experiencing.
Noah, I was talking about Noah. Sorry, I got Noah. But Noah, what was the other reason he wants to go after Noah? Because Project 2025 says they want to shut down Noah. Project 2025 wants to shut down Noah because they believe it could prove climate change is real.
Oh. And I forgot all about that. But what do you think they're thinking now with the flooding happening? I mean, that's like a slap in the face, right? How real it is.
In the face. Why are these getting more and more? And guys, because of this and because of what's happening that is actually distracted from other stories that are going on.
Wow.
Most people don't know North Carolina got hit again.
I saw that.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? And hit hard. More you know what I'm saying? More flooding, more devastation, more roads out. At the same time, this president is trying to pull additional funding that was supposed to go to North Carolina. I mean, these are the things that are going on.
New Mexico, yep, I saw that too. I mean, do you feel like, we're more safer or less safer as a result of this? All this stuff?
All these cuts. Yeah. I understand. Don't get me wrong, people. I understand making cuts to departments in the government that need to have cuts. Those I get. Okay, those I actually get.
Let's see.
Hey, there's too many people. There's too many people in this department. They're not doing. They don't have enough work to do. That I get.
Yeah.
But when you start cutting things like Noah, these cuts were like his tariffs. Just go pick people and cut them. This man cut the entire team that inspects our nuclear arsenal.
Wow.
Think about that a minute. And then when he figured out he did it, he tried to hire him back, and most of these people said, hell no.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the things that are going on. It's one thing to cut jobs in government or try to, slim it down or try to get rid of some of the fat and the pork. I get it.
Yeah.
But you've got to do it responsibly. You've got to actually go through and make sure these people are not essential.
Yeah.
And that is what's happened here. We've lost essential employees.
Yeah.
It'd be like walking into a car dealership. You're the new guy in the car dealership, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're coming into the car dealership as the new manager of this dealership, and then you walk in and you say, you know what? You look around, I'll fire you, and you. Okay. And all four of those turned out to be your four best salesmen.
So in other words, you bankrupted yourself. You put yourself right out of business.
Right.
Incompetence. That's just, to me, that's exactly what that is. Sheer incompetence, rank stupidity at its highest level. All right. Well, listen, Val, we've laid it down once again today, brother. All right. And we're going to keep moving things along while we still have a little bit of time. All right. But I want to say thank you. Val. Yeah. I mean, this is an annihilation of the cult today, ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen the cult getting steamrolled, rocked and rolled like we're doing today. Val. All righty then, bro. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So as you all can see, it's been a nice show of force. Do we have any brave Trump supporters that want to come up here while we still have a little bit of time and tell us why you're still supporting corruption, while you're still protecting P3DOs? Where are you all at? The so-called Christians, the hypocrites, where are y'all at? I see them on TikTok. They're crying right now. They're going, oh my gosh, I'm so sad that Donald Trump has let us down and led us in this path. A lot of them, you hear about Ken Paxton. Does anyone know what happened to Ken Paxton? I saw something in the news. I didn't even want to trust it, but did it really happen? Did I hear the reason that it happened? Does anyone know what happened to Ken Paxton out there in the state of Texas? I would love to know if somebody could give me an update on that, because, you just have to ask yourself, what's going on with these God-fearing men and women out there, all right? Okay. Val said he can explain it real quick. Well, Val, and I know you're from Texas. Did you want to, you said you want to explain what happened to Ken Paxton?
Sorry. So much going on, I forgot about Ken Paxton. Imagine that.
Yeah, that's your home state. I'm surprised you didn't talk about it, but somebody said he's... Could you give us a... I mean, why are people...
Yeah, his wife is divorcing him on religious grounds, a.k.a. adultery.
Okay. But he's a god. Wait a second. These are Christians, though. Happily married, 32 years. So, those stories you hear.
Yeah. No, that was his output. Okay, that was his response to the divorce papers.
Okay.
He came out and said that we're trying to, me and my wife have decided we're going to take. Said that we're trying to,
There's an echo.
My wife have decided we're going to take. That we're trying.
You have an echo, Val. I think you have an echo. I muted you. You might have to unmute. Shay's from Texas. Hi, Shay.
Shay.
Hey, yes. Yeah, no, he hit it out of a ballpark. So they've been in reconciliation for their marriage for a while. Like he had cheated on her before.
What's right?
She was willing to work it out with things, and they were in reconciliation. And then she found out that he cheated on her again
with another
someone
woman
else.
Oh, because I see the Grinder app in the chat. People are typing Grinder, and I'm wondering, was it a man or was it a woman now? Because I don't know.
I asked that question yesterday, but it is two women. So
yeah, it's women that we know.
Yeah, he cheated on his first wife. They were trying to work it out, or his wife, I should say. And they were trying to work it out, and then it was found out that he'd actually cheated on both of them with another woman.
Now let's get into that real quickly, because I don't like to judge people. We're all born in sin and shaped in iniquity. Our righteousness is all filthy rags. But why is this such a moment right now in the state of Texas? Why is this so important to the American people? in your opinion?
This man's going to run for Senate.
Yeah. He's running for John Cornyn's seat.
John Cornyn's retiring.
Yep.
But was he professing to be a born again believer at any point in his career?
Oh, absolutely.
The whole time.
Oh.
Yep. The whole time.
Hmm.
And he's been married 38 years.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. And she's a Texas senator. Like, she's in our Senate.
Yeah, his wife actually sits in our Senate.
Yeah. It's just the lies. Again, it's always the cover-ups. It's always those Christians that preach Christianity and family values, and it always comes out. It always comes out that they're a fraud.
That's the thing, right? These folks sit on the internet all day going after members in the LGBTQ plus community, right? They go after just anything they can to try to make it look like the left is the deviant ones. And then we have moments like this. And, I believe you both are saying it's two women, but the chat is saying there could be men involved too.
Well, this is because of a question I asked yesterday, because when the story first broke, I wanted to know if Grindr was involved.
Oh, okay. I mean, but at this point, sin knows no bounds, if you ask me. And you have to start questioning people now that when they come to you and they say, oh, I'm doing this in the name of Jesus. Like, sort of like how Trump did what he did in the name of, when he went and bombed Iran, all of a sudden they brought God into it. You got to start questioning these folks. They are so quick to bring the Bible into whatever mess, whatever filth they got going on. So, in a way, and this is me maybe doing it, and I could be controversial saying it, but I think what Ken Paxton is doing is also bringing God's judgment on the state of Texas.
Who knows?
Yeah, he is.
It's just, it's just so much. Shay and Val, this doesn't apply to you. You all are standing up being beacons of light, and it doesn't apply to anybody that's a beacon of light. But when you see so much destruction, devilment, it's devilment and destruction going on, it seems like. Somebody, and I just have to say, y'all sitting around, you got the National Guard out in Los Angeles at a park, sweating in the hot heat, trying to trigger Gavin Newsom and the Democrats. Meanwhile, y'all need the National Guard out there in Texas.
Yep. Well, I mean, have y'all talked about the 72-hour delay by Kristi Noem?
Oh, God.
The search and rescue teams?
Every day, Shay, it's another story about how incompetent the Trump administration is. This is bizarre.
Yeah, so I take it back when I said let's not make it political,
Well, I mean,
right? Because holy hell.
I've given that statement some thought. Somebody goes, "Oh, don't make it political. Don't make it political." It is political.
It is.
Okay, I'm sorry to say that, but it is.
Wow.
The more information comes out, Val, it absolutely is a failure of the Republican Party and this administration to respond to disasters.
So instead of helping the people get the resources they need, he's out there cheating on his wives and his mistress. This is what wow.
Yeah, but hold on. Let me make this a little more clear for the people out there, especially the people that seem to hate brown people. Mexico came to the aid of Texas before our own government.
Yep, they sure did, Val.
Mexico.
Say that again, Val. Say that again.
Mexico came to the aid of Texas before our own federal government did.
Yep, 100%. But, Mexico's not sending their best.
That's sad. This is sad. This is sad, you two. But, it is what it is. And we're going to thank Mexico for doing something that the Trump administration couldn't do for its own citizens. What a disgrace. It's how could you still support Donald Trump at this point? Can you believe that 4 years of this is what this country is signed up for? 4 years of this incompetence.
It's just insane because I literally was telling a friend the other day, I was like, I literally didn't think his second administration could be worse than his first.
Oh, I knew that was going to be the case.
It's so
You've
bad.
heard me say it, Shay. You heard me say it. I said this man, and he's been for the same reason we all knew it was going to be, because he learned from his first time that he's only going to put loyalists in the positions of power. That way, there's no guardrails to keep him in check.
That's exactly right. And so they don't have qualifications. Oh, Tiny Tank Top Tim wants to come in. I don't know what he wants to say.
Would not be a good room for you.
He's. I'm gonna leave Tiny Tank Top Tim alone for a second, but he knows that. I think he's crying out for help because he told us that story about his job and how potentially they might be laying him off. He didn't say it in those words, but I really do think he's scared and he's terrified because he knows sooner or later that axe is coming for him, the one the Trump administration is swinging around.
If you're a worker in any corporation or any, you know what I'm saying, or any job, especially if it has anything to do with retail at all, or with corporate, insurance, corporate, anything corporate, you should be scared right now.
Yeah.
Well, his job is government funded.
Yeah.
He works for a health facility.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
These
definitely.
people live on Medicare and Medicaid in order to pay their rent, in order for them to have a job.
We're losing ground, people. And the way I see this, and I'm just going to call it as I see it, the way I see this right now, if we keep losing ground in gross domestic product and GDP like we are right now, if the stock market doesn't fully recover and start to grow again, or if jobs keep losing ground, we keep losing ground in jobs. If these three things keep happening, we're headed to at minimum a recession.
Yeah.
Minimum
and you're right. You're right. And so we're going to get there and we're going to do what we got to do when it comes because we know, you know what? Okay. All right. Well, listen, you two, I'm going to move it along. All right. But I might. All right. Thank you for coming up.
I just found that woman that you played very fascinating. The 42 rallies.
Trisha Hope.
Yes. That all of this stuff, and the thing that cracked for her was the fact that he doesn't want to release the Epstein files. She stomped for a man that knew that this man was dirty. She knew it. She has to know it. Or she didn't. She's now waking up to it. It's just fascinating to watch the cracks.
Right. The man that's already been adjudicated for SA.
Yeah. Yeah.
But why do you, I didn't want to go back to this, but honestly, Shay, based on that, your review, why do you think this was the thing? Because she should have already known it. Why now do you think she has to wake up, so to speak?
It is weird that it was this thing that's cracking them because, yes, the Democrats never ran on releasing the Epstein files, right?
Yeah.
And so, but the whole right-wing media ran on releasing the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Got in office on the Epstein files. And now there's no Epstein files or list. So it was like the huge bell that finally went off in their head that they've been lied to this entire time.
Bingo.
What's going to be interesting is to watch how they realized when they start to wake up, like she's starting to maybe we were lied to about this. See, it's that crack that starts to happen.
Yeah, she's questioning the Butler incident now. She says that photo, that angle of the photo seems staged. I said,
it was. It was staged. Everybody knows this because what happened to that kid? What happened to Thomas Crooks? Where was he buried? Who were his parents? Why wasn't this out in the open? Every mass unaliver, we know everything about them. They go to the parents' house. They interview people. They interview the neighbors. They interview this. What happened to Thomas Crooks?
Somebody said what happened to his ear. Y'all cold out there. Y'all cold out there. But you know what? There you go.
It's crazy. The cover up was real. It was real.
It took the E files for her to now start to question the Butler incident and all this other stuff. Just taking advantage of the fact that you all are a bunch of blind and loyal, and I'd hate to say it.
Yeah.
Fools. I'll use the word fools. Blind, loyal fools. That's what he did to you.
And more is going to be uncovered, and more, it's just the cracks are starting to seep out, and they're going to start realizing that they've been lied to this entire time. They're going to realize that the Democrats aren't deep state. They're going to realize that the Democrats aren't the P3DOs. They're going to realize that all of this stuff that they've been told about the left, that it's actually the right. That is all of that and more. And that's why this Epstein file non-release is hitting them so hard. They don't understand. Why would you be covering for Democrats? They don't get it, right?
You know,
Yeah.
when you stack, you know, life is kind of funny that way, and Shay. When you stack, when you build a straw house and you keep stacking straws on top of it, eventually there's going to be a straw that caves the whole thing in.
That's exactly right. And that is what this is doing, 100%. Because you know what? Release it. If there's a bunch of Democrats on that list, we want them all prosecuted. I want to know. Let us know who they are. We'll take them out of office and replace them in 2 seconds flat. Let's go.
Who's on the road? Nutty, oh my gosh. Well, normally I just, you know, we take turns, but then I said, looking at the clock, I might as well just get all of you to get up here and say what you got to say.
Nutty needs to check that tire.
Hi, Yazzie, the beautiful Yazzie.
Yazzie, oh my gosh, I haven't seen her in forever. Hi, honey. Hey, Jim.
Hey,
Oh, I
good
have
morning,
lots of good
y'all.
news.
Hey, Yas. Hey, Antifa.
You did.
Y'all. Hey, Swerve. Hey, Zeus.
Hey, Jim. Well, you know
Hey,
how... Yes.
when you were talking about tiny things, I just want to remind people that there's a tag on most clothes that warns you about how to wash something. And you know, when you wash things in high heat, it shrinks it. And so eventually, when you had warnings and you've ignored the warnings, and then you put your stuff in the washer and dryer and you shrink it down to minimalization. Ooh, that's kind of a great analogy, right? Like a tape top turns into a tube top.
And he got turned on when you said that, Jim, to be quite honest, because he's like that. But it's spot on. Jim.
I mean, it's almost as if we have warnings for a reason, discussions for a reason, regulations for a reason, laws for a reason, elections for a reason. It's almost as if we are supposed to have the power of discernment that we read and understand and comprehend and listen. It's almost as if they knew what was going to happen out of the mouth of Democrats and out of Donald Trump's mouth, who said, I am your retribution. I am going to seek revenge. I am going to harm this nation if it's the last thing I do. And mark my words, he has harmed our nation.
Oh, and by the way, that actually reminds me of something, because it's a story that we have not talked about yet, and this story needs to be told. The state of Texas right now, in the upcoming session of the state Congress, is going to redistrict the state yet again, further gerrymandering the state. That is what they're talking about doing. And other states, if you're in other states, Victoria, you need to be watching for these things, because that is what is coming up in the Texas House.
Wow.
Well, did you happen to hear what Gavin Newsom said to all the blue states? Blue states should. He literally gave out the call yesterday that it's time for us to fight fire with fire. So if they gerrymander and it's good for the goose, it's really good for the ganders. Honk honk.
Bingo. That's true. I did see it. Yes, you got to go check out what Gavin Newsom said. He said they're not, and he used an expletive, around. They're not playing around. Now, listen, we got a little bit of time left, but I hope to hear from each and every single one of you. All right, real quickly, Jim, I just heard from you, but then we'll open it up a little bit at the end. We'll move on to Nutty. And Nutty, please don't be long-winded. And please, know about handsomeness. I'm not in the mood today.
Again, we know what the truth is, so I'll just skip forward. So I want to go back to DJ really quickly. So DJ said, unless you can give me definitive proof that Donald Trump is on the list, I'm going to keep supporting him. Is that what I heard in a nutshell, Zeus?
Yep. Yes, handsome liberal, you did hear that too. And you, I love you, brother, but you can't. I'm going to leave handsome liberal alone. But yes, Nutty, please.
Okay. So reclaiming my time, Mr. Zeus. So here, DJ, Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz was the attorney for Jeffrey E. He was his attorney. He put out a video DJ. He put out a video saying that I know everyone that's on the list. And the only reason he can't disclose it is because a judge told him he could not.
Okay.
And so he's following what the judge has told him. So if you really want to know if Donald Trump is on that list, why don't you listen to the man who actually represented J.E.? I'll yield some of the balance of my time, Zeus.
Thank you, Nutty. W Nutty. Oh my God. And so, DJ, you're getting undeniable evidence. There's no excuse. Good morning, the beautiful Yazzie Jazzy. Welcome to the show. Nice to see you.
Triple H.
Thank
I
you.
was on this morning, but I kept losing my signal. I was out in the fields. But I just want to tell you, we as farmers know that climate change does exist. Our fields have been getting hotter and hotter for now years, okay? We have had to add more chemical, like nitrogen, phosphorus, different things because the ground is getting warmer, okay? And we're in like Colorado, so we should not have certain temperatures, and then certain bugs are coming that came only from the south, but we're getting up north. So that's because it's warmer. We're getting too much warmer temperatures. We're not getting the snowfall that we used to get in the past, but they can keep denying it, but we know. Another thing is I was at the oncology clinic on Monday. I think you guys know about my dad and stuff. And but the PET scan, he's not as avid. We would say there's not as many spots, so it's working, the good chemotherapy, so I'm grateful for that.
Okay.
I was talking to the team there, and they were saying their Medicare and Medicaid patients that they are getting cuts. And just so you know, even if you have aggressive cancer, that doesn't make you disabled, okay? You have to have other factors to get disability. So they're going to lose. A lot of these people who are on aggressive chemotherapy are going to lose their Medicaid. We call it public insurance is what that's called. So they're going to lose that, and they're not going to, there's no funding. So those people will not get chemotherapy. So they're just really sentencing them to, unalive.
Wow.
Also, here in Colorado, our governor, who is, we are a Democratic state, but rural areas that voted for MAGA, there's already 3 clinics just in this rural area that I serve, 3 hospitals and 2 clinics that are going to be closing their doors because they're not going to get matched Medicaid and Medicare dollars. And our governor said, I'm going to have to move all the resources to the Denver metro. I mean, I understand that's where more people is. So all these red people who voted for this, I mean, they said, I like my ACA. Oh, you mean your Obamacare, but now you're going to penalize it and let them increase the premiums up to 20%. So I'm like, you're going to have the day you deserve.
Wow.
Y'all going to have the day you deserve. So just know climate change as a farmer does exist. And also you guys voted for these I think what Val said, he told us last time he had guardrails that people stopped him. I knew this was going to be worse. We all read Project 2025.
Yep.
And I feel really sad, but I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people are going to get burned in this, and hopefully a lot of good people stay afloat as much as you can, but we're losing all our civil liberties. Hopefully we can make the blue wave again, because this is the only thing that's going to stop us from what's really, he's just decimating our infrastructure.
Wow.
Just our everything. But I can get long-winded because I feel like so.
Well, you're very passionate, and I gotta say thank you, Yazzie, because you came up here and you're reporting live from what's really happening at the on boots on the ground level in Colorado, and it's sad, huh?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and it's sad to hear that, but I appreciate it. Now what we're going to do is move on to Brother Swerving, but W's in the chat for Yazzie, the beautiful Yazzie. Good morning.
Thank you for the gift.
They love you. I don't know where they found you. All right, Brother Swerve.
Good morning, this is Dark Swerve, TikTok Action News. Had a question for you, if you will indulge me for a moment. Wanted to know, how do you feel about making Janae's highlight reel, and do you believe there's any correlation between that and the amount of times Donald Trump has had to change his diaper over 50 because the American people are actually reporting on what he's doing?
I make her highlight reel all the time because, I understand she's upset. She wants Zeus. All right. I can get it. I'm attractive brother out here doing what I do, and I get it. But she's going to have to lay there and burn. I don't care how many videos of us she makes. All right. W Zeus. But hey, you can go give that to her.
Now, I wanted to.
I don't know. I might be topping your list now. She's got a lot of videos on me now, Zeus. So I don't know. I might be beating that race. I'm
Yeah, well,
excited.
she swings any way she wants, so it just depends on what time of the
you
night,
haven't
perhaps.
played the Jungle Fever song in a while. You might need to pull that back up.
Oh yeah, please. See what you opened up, Brother Swerve. You can't do that. I mean, because she's lusting right now. I can't do that. But what do you got for us, bro?
So I wanted to kind of echo something that Shay said about the e-files, right? Here's what I find hilarious. Okay, President Biden ran on the PACT Act. He ran on big infrastructure. He ran on putting the citizens back to work. He ran on Inflation Reduction Act, and he told us how he would do it. When it came to T-Rump, he said, I'm going to lower your prices, right? They never asked how he would do it. He ran on, I'm going to get all the grocery prices down. He never said how he was going to do it. He just claims it's being done. And we've been tariffed. The country has collected over $90 billion in tariffs. And I keep asking people, who pays those tariffs? We do. It's an additional tax on the U.S. citizen. So we have paid that $90+ billion in these tariffs, right? Yeah. Nobody in the Biden administration ever once said they were going to release the Epstein files.
No.
Not one person. Donald Trump ran on that. He made the claims that he knew some of the people that were in it. His Department of Justice, hey, it's on my desk. I'll be taking a look at it, right? They did all of these things, and now they're saying these things don't exist. And it just, as Shay said, we can see the cracks in the armor now. And I think here very soon, if certain people don't really start to fall in line, they're going to find themselves on the other side of the door. I firmly believe that, because he's going to come to realize that these are not the loyalists that he hired. And that's all he cares about is the loyalism. So that was all I wanted to add. I'm going to go ahead and drop down and make some phone calls. But thank you to all you beautiful, tiny people living in my telephone.
Fair enough.
You. Have a great weekend. Everyone, please be well, be safe, and doggone it, have fun while you do it.
All right, W, brother, swerve.
All right. Love you too, guys and girls. Thank you.
All right, Dark Morning Star, good morning. How are you doing?
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
So, I just wanted to say this because of the great state of Texas that I so live in. Who's going to hold these law officials accountable for the information we just found out? The recording of the actual judges and the officials, the Christian nationalists that refused the money that President Biden sent to them for specifically their infrastructure to be corrected. And just because it came from the Biden administration, the devils themselves rejected that money and actually didn't want to send it back because they didn't want it to go to any blue states.
Whoa.
I mean, when did we become so evil as a nation that we would refuse to fix things to help our community, to help our constituents? When have we become this evil? And I don't say we, I'm not claiming us.
Yeah.
Of course, we are the chosen ones. But when have people become so evil that they would do something of that nature? And now, look where we are today. Beautiful children lost their lives.
Wow.
For nothing, when it could have been avoided, or it could have even been something that could have been corrected and maybe not saved everybody, but a lot of lives could have been saved.
Yeah. Wow.
I think they should be held accountable.
Yeah.
I really do. And
Class
I think
action.
some class action lawsuits are coming.
Yeah.
And when you say retribution is coming down on Texas, absolutely, Zeus.
You think so? You think because what Ken Paxton, what he's doing, and then you said they God gave them the money and they returned. They said no, we didn't, and they say I'm gonna keep the money, but I'm not going to use it because I don't want the Democrats to get it.
Exactly.
And then all of the lies, the way they demonize immigrants and stuff like that. You think God's judgment is sitting right there on Texas a little bit? And I'd hate to say that because there's some good folks like you and Val and Shay out there that I don't want nothing to.
Folks. It's a lot of good folks, hence why they want to redistrict, because they see that the trend is that Texas is trending blue, and they want to redistrict. They want to cheat because Greg Abbott aka Hot Wheels is what I call them. They want to cheat before these upcoming elections.
Why do you got to cheat if you got a good team? You don't need to cheat if you're good.
Cheaters don't need to cheat, right? If you're a winner, you don't need to cheat.
Yeah.
It's referred to as the tyranny of the minority.
Huh. Ain't that something? Tyranny of the minority. Ain't that some? Two words they put two words together. Wow.
I just want people to, really be invested, really realize what's happening and be ready for 2026, because this is our opportunity. And the ones who, made the bad choices, I hear the lady you said, she's saying now she's starting to see it after this list didn't come out. I'm just trying to question why she didn't see it when January 6th happened. She said she was a supporter. So to me, she's a treasonous traitor still. But if we can get her vote in 2026, I'll take it. But I'm just saying that you still a treasonous traitor, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
That's all I wanted to say. Hey, Shay, hey, Val, hey,
thank you,
everybody. I'm gonna drop down.
Good job, Morning Star. Good to see you, girl.
Nice to see you.
Good to see y'all.
Love
All
you,
right,
Morning
y'all. Have
Star.
a good day.
Good to see you.
All right, thank you. All right, now we're rounding the corner to Miss Victoria. Good morning. How are you doing? Long time no see.
I know. Good morning. I'm finally making my rounds again, doing the campaign thing. For those of you who saw the kitten in the background, that is one of my foster kittens. I am finally down to the mama and one of the babies, and she's up for adoption.
Oh.
Yeah, so I foster in my free time.
Thank you. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I'm actually looking at trying to get another litter just because I love it so much. Anyway, I came up to talk about how you all, the almost 2,000 of you here in the chat, can help candidates. If you want to see change in the United States, you can, in fact, make change. That requires you to get involved. Make sure that you're finding out who the good candidates are. If you can't donate money, which every candidate needs money. So if you are feeling froggy and want to donate some money, and I will write you a personal thank you card. I've got 2 options in my bio. One is for my candidate training, which I only have to raise $1,000 for. I'm halfway to my goal. And the other is for my actual campaign. So if you want to help that out, love that for you. As well as progressives, Democrats, liberals, as well as moderates. No candidate is perfect. And this is your reminder that voting is public transportation. So you're not buying a house. You're not getting a white picket fence. You were just getting on the bus to get as close to the station where we're going. You can always hop on a bus and come right back if they're not up to the mark. Hold them accountable. We are your representatives. We are supposed to work for you. No different than someone serving you coffee at the local coffee shop. We serve you and we should be accountable to you. So make sure that you're voting in representatives that meet the mark. And if they fall underneath because they're not talking about it, look who they keep in their company. Look about the issues. Go in, deep dive into their policies. There are plenty of us who give lots of information. And even if we don't say the quiet part out loud, which quite often I say the quiet part out loud, that doesn't mean that we're not fighting the good fight. So 2026 is right around the corner. We need you. So get involved. Activism is a muscle. Thanks, Sue.
Victoria for Congress. Listen, if you're not following her, please make sure you are to get the latest updates on what it takes to be actively engaged in politics in your area. And at the minimum, learn a lot. So I appreciate that, Victoria. I feel honored to have you come here and make a round. And I wanted to say this, ladies and gentlemen, because I feel like I need to look out for people. Make no mistake, I bring a lot of folks up here, but make sure you understand, this because we're on the same page, it does not mean we're all basically doing the same thing and support the same causes. So I would also ask you all to please keep that in mind, right? Because I got to protect people that come up here. I don't know we're all kind of committed to the same causes, but make sure you just keep in mind we're all individuals but we're on the same page. So W to the panel.
I want to also say, most independents cannot vote in primaries. So if you want to get a candidate, a really bad candidate, a really poor candidate out, make sure I live in a red area. There's no Democrat running against. I think right now we do have one, Lauren Boebert, but the Democratic. There's no one else. There's not 2 Democratic candidates. I'm going to vote Republican because I'm going to make sure I get another Republican on there instead of that piece of shit trash that I got here.
I caught that, Yazzie. And I'll see you after the live, Yazzie. I'll see you about that because you're trying to get Zeus in trouble with his mom. Zeus. I'm kidding, Yazzie.
Tell your mom that,
I'm kidding.
the thing is, she is so dangerous to our area, and I think now rural folks out here, because they try to call her, our local hospitals, our CFOs, our CEOs, everyone's trying to call her, and she doesn't answer any phone. She hasn't had she hasn't even done a meeting out here with us. So just so you guys know.
All right.
You guys should check out the video I posted of my local
registering your
senator.
Any political affiliation. Otherwise, you can't vote in a primary. Most states do not let independents vote in primaries. Okay, so make sure.
Tennessee, if you're in Tennessee, you can vote in primaries.
There you go, W. Victoria. And I think there's a lag on your side, Yazzie. I think there is because I heard two people at once. I don't know, but maybe it's me. They say by connection. Well, listen up, panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the amazing panelists another huge round of applause because they come here and they all volunteer their time and effort to come onto platforms like this and get their message out, and I do appreciate it. All right, but I do got to wrap it up. All right. All right. Love you all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. All right. Oops. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this special broadcast. Okay, I want to say happy Friday to each and every single one of you. Oh, my gosh. Okay, there we go. I want to say happy Friday to each and every single one of you. Thank you for tuning in today. We got to keep up the fight and keep holding the Trump administration accountable and keep putting so much pressure on them that we keep squeezing all of these Trump supporters. I call them cult members. We keep squeezing them out of the cult. I want to give a special thank you to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and analysts. I think I saw that we were over 200 subscribers, which is incredible because you never know why. But I also got to give one last round of booze and shame, and I'm going to give this round of booze and shame to all the Zeus haters out there, especially those out there right now that are defending Donald Trump, despite what we all know that it seems like he's clearly in the e-files, and that something's going on right now in the DOJ where they just can't bring themselves to releasing the list. All right, and so that means they're hiding something, and if that means they're hiding something, that means you're hiding something. You know, those of you who are still supporting him. So what we'll do is give him one last round of, you guessed it, booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA Dayton.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and on that note, we are out of here. Take care and stay safe and have a great weekend. And stay safe out there, all right? Seriously. And let's get some music and we're out of here. Thank you, everybody. Lady Boss. Hey. We made it another week. The show didn't get taken down. Thank you. I got to start figuring out how to, I got the equipment, but I need to start doing my lives on YouTube. So we got so much going on. We got 1600 Pennsylvania Ave, right? We got 1600 Pennsylvania Ave coming, the album. We're going to take you through so much, all right? Have a great weekend. I see you, Q-Dog. Cindy! Kamira! Lady Boss! Hey, W. Kamira! Hey, that's dope. Edward! Now keep the pressure on the Trump administration and his supporters. They are going to crack. You know what they say about the pipes? Too much pressure makes the pipes burst. MAGA is about to burst. D-Box, look at Rick. I can see it. Hey, QTK. QTK, don't come in here talking all of that stuff right now. Let's go. Oh, why didn't the Democrats do this? We're past that. there's only one handsome. I'm the most handsome. That goes for you, Mr. Handsome Liberal. I saw you. You got a little concern? It's me. Dr. Lex, Nutty, Eugene, all of you. Stop it. You know, and I have to say, you got me in trouble with my mom that last show. She was asking me why am I making it about my handsomeness. And I said, Mom, can you just stop it? Can you just let me do what I'm doing? These people, they don't care. So, and I can't say anything about my mom, but she knows that she shouldn't have said that to me, Mom. You know that. Seriously. W. Susie. All right. Let's get some drill, baby, drill, and then we're out of here. Johnny Stearns. Nah, I can't do the president thing.
100%. Yeah, she's against that, against all this stuff.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, about a year and a half ago, when she was getting killed in the polls.
No three
she said, "I
feet
don't
videos, right?
Look, they always go back to what they want. They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical left Marxist. She can't help it. But we're going to end that, and we will frack, 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 and drill, baby, drill.
We're going to be drilling so deep.
We're gonna be for these guys. We're gonna take out so much money. We're gonna pay down our debt.
So deep, Tiffany, for the people.
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack, frack. Drill, there's a frack, frack, frack. There's a baby, there's a lots of energy.
Hit it. Let's go. Hey. All of a sudden, when she was getting killed in the pack, she said, I like fracking very much. Look, they always go back to what they want. They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical.
She can't help it. We're gonna end that, and we will frack, and drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna be
drilling so deep.
We're gonna do
y'all ever done that? How many of y'all know what drilling deep is really like? Sorry, Mom. Lower your taxes, deep insane asylums. Right, Tiffany? Kaboom, you're a radical. Hit it. Drill, baby, drill. We're going to frack. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter. I'm going to hell for this song. I think so, because you're going to go to hell for this song because here we go. They go crazy when I say, what do they say?
The late great Hannibal Lecter. They say,
why would he mention Hannibal? Because you know why.
We're going to lower your taxes.
That part.
Deep insane asylums.
Deep.
You know, they go crazy when I say
what?
The late great
Hannibal, I caught you. You can't make this stuff up. It's so great. Lower your taxes. And I've done that several times.